much better than I did that a few minutes ago. Let me just make sure I have my psi apparatus that I told Jen about a long time ago. Oh, I'm getting old. Not really, I'm only 28. Okie doke. So, yeah. I just got back from, getting myself wet in the washing way, not the other way. That's just nasty. So anyway, when I'm thinking about it, I commented Jen about, what I use for like a wand. Here. Yep, here's my improvised wands, I guess? Yeah, psi. And the way that I actually use them as a wand, I mean, if I want to be extra fancy, I can kind of go like and do the corners. I don't even know how that would work though, because you have to like acknowledge each corner at once. Kind of doing it like, oh, that's so weird. Yeah, I used to do mixed martial arts, and yeah, this was one of the weapons that I learned how to use. Yeah, the psi, or also known as definitely not the mini trident. And I mean, this thing. I mean, I haven't like really used these in a long time. Oh my god, my hair looks like. No, let me fix that. Oh, my hair looks like it's turning gray. Oh. Well, didn't you say in your stream? There's a lot of synchronicity stuff going on around here. Maybe, it should cut it out because it's getting kind of out of hand. Synchronicity starter. I tried. So, well, because the way that I actually use these lovely things, when actually calling the corners, I mean, I usually just have one with the, not dominant hand, but like the hand that you write with, pretty much the one that I'm most comfortable with. Actually, like, point out the, yes, I've had these since, 2007-ish, kind of. They were in storage like the whole time. Yeah. I mean, I would go a little bit faster and a little bit harder, but I don't want these to go like and hit, something and break it. But the way that I go about, declaring the corners is I have one in the receptive and that one's kind of, let's not twist and break my fingers, but it's kind of like this, so that way it's not like pointing and messing anything up. And the dominant one, go up like that, point forward, point right, or whichever way I'm deciding to go. Go this way, that way, back and over like that way, then circle around and back again. And then, yeah. And after running get all the corners done, and after I circle back around facing the front again like that, that's when I kind of do like a big twirl thing and... Right. Dang it! Sheesh, I'm out of practice, so... No, let's not just throw the thing out of my hand, but just twirl. And kind of do something like that. Like how it's pointing into like a little bit of a void space right there, and this part right here is actually lining up like that. So it's like something... Okay, I'm going to put it this way. Imagine like... Yeah, and actually that actually is a really interesting skill to... Yeah. I mean, the first thing I think is like, don't tickle your heart now with that. Please don't tickle the heart. Yeah, but the best way I can describe like when I'm doing this, it's like, I'm like, imagine, there's a watermelon above my head and it's like, oh, no, 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 no. No, melon, you're not going to land on my head. No, 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 no. Like if I'm trying to like keep a melon, but I don't even know why I'm saying that comparison, but it's like the energy is being focused into the third eye right here, and then I come back down, if that makes sense. And usually I really don't call the corners that often. Unless if, I'm going up against something or I'm possibly going to be encountering something that is going to be a little bit out of hand, a little bit nasty, and a little rude. And that hasn't happened for a while. I think it was Tammy who actually asked me to talk some more about my practice. I do have one video up already about why I got into the occult practice in the first place. Thank you, lovely, of 11 years. Could not have made it this far without you and all the headaches you've given me, but I love you to death. Cheesy. And I also talked about my mentor Russell giving me all he knew before he passed. Then I also talked about like the kind of practice way, I guess, like left-handed, right-handed, coven, solitary, all that. Chaotic. I'm just keeping it simple. Chaotic, neutral. I'm just going down myself, worrying about me. If something comes close to me, friendly wave. If it swings, no. Okay. Keep it simple. Friendly to all, but if someone thinks it's going to be a cute idea to come up and take off their glove and slap me with it, well, I'll just take off my glove and then hit him with a, how does that saying go? Iron fist and a velvet glove? Yeah, I would take my glove off and then be like, oh, he has an iron fist. But, oh, I gotta grab my other Red Bull. I forgot. Gotta give the taurine juice. Oh, well. Neither. What the heck? Why was that in my tush? That's not. No. We don't need to be. We definitely don't need to be sticking He-Man-tied up the tush. I know about grounding, but that's not what I had in mind. This is not the intended idea of saying get grounded. By, being hematized to the tush. Oh, you two, please don't fight this. It was not supposed to be a suggestive joke. We're all ladies here, kind of. I also talked about, like I guess would say, like how I acknowledge all divine entities, angelic entities, demonic entities, spirits, fae, passed on, jinn, elemental, the whole 9 yards. I acknowledge every single one of them, even the ones I don't even know that exist. Because if I haven't seen it, I can't say it doesn't exist. But I see them all as the same as me. Equal playing field. Oh, like for example, if something is like a, I don't know, like a dreaded, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of like a malefic entity that's that's pretty feisty and aggressive. Not demonic. No. That's stereotyping. But something that's very, let's see. Like if something had like the title of like a really mortifying, terrifying, whatever. If something like that comes towards me, I'm just looking at it like, oh, hi, what are you doing? Oh, you're going to intimidate me? Stop it. Oh, don't get sassy. Exactly. I don't like stereotyping because at the end of the day, everything and everyone and everything that exists can potentially become aggressive, malefic, or benefic. Because I mean, how do we know, like for an example, like with my Lucifer video, how do you know if Lucifer has malefic intention to you? How do you know that? Have you spoke to him? You haven't. Stick it then. Until you actually go towards him, you can't say how he is. But hey, that's logical thinking. Because I really despise it when people are like, you talk about Lucifer? Oh, you're a devil worshiper? That's a stereotype. That just agitates me. You're a devil worshiper? Oh, does that mean you also kidnap children and, behead animals? In fact, you know, if I was to do that, if I was to actually, let's see if I can get my lovely matron in the picture. You can see her right there. Her little statue over there. If I was to, you know, kill an animal or behead an animal for, you know, not for survival reasons, she would come at me and be like, hey kid, guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to be deaf for a few weeks. And now you're going to have to attend to that spirit for a little bit. Yeah. I can't just take life from someone or an animal unless if it's just for survival. Well, not a person, but then again, it's just like killing just to kill. That's no. Yeah, what did you ask, Jen? The difference between for loose, I'm not really the best person to really talk about the differences of the path because the only thing that I've been down is the what's that called? It's a type of left-handed path of this of like a saying. I think it's theistic. It's essentially that you acknowledge Lucifer, Satanus, and all the left-handed divines, and they exist, and you actually go towards them as their own unique entity, and you actually work alongside them to grow. Yes, that one. Well, not really aesthetic. No. I wouldn't say aesthetic because Satanism is completely individually based, if that makes sense. I'm not the really best person to actually really describe this in the best detail. If Kendra pops up, which I'm hoping she does, I'm crossing my fingers and toesies. If Kendra pops up, she would be the best person to actually ask that question. And yes, I mean, if anybody can also suggest to lovely Jen other sources that can better explain that. Yeah, well, it's just that I don't want to be handing out wrong information. And if I don't know something, I'm going to say it. I haven't been Luciferian. I think that's how you pronounce it, Luciferian. I've never been down that little branch of the left-handed side. So I can't really speak of it. And I'm not going to say something I don't know. And that's much better than, you know, someone be like, well, being a Satanist is like this, and then Luciferianism is something whichever it is, but the thing is they completely whiff it. And I don't want to whiff anything. The only thing that I can say is being a... I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's acknowledging, again, the divine aspects of the Lucifer, Satanus, and all the divines allied and with on that side. Because I originally first started on this website, funny enough, called Joy of Satan. That was my first toesy into the left. And that was back in, oh my gosh, how long ago was that? 20, like this, kind of the mid-ish of 2013, all the way up until the middle of 2015. Pretty much that was where I spent most of my time reading again and again and again and again all the materials regarding the left, and anything else that was not actually a part of the left-handed side at all. I just went conspiracy theory. Oh, aliens. I'm trying to focus on Satan. That's it. KKK stuff? No. Trying to figure out some more about, you know, this practice. I really don't care about, you know, men in white cloaks going, you know, doing BS stuff. No. And the last time that I was actually on that site, I don't even know if it's still up. But if it is still up, like, it was up on Angel Fire, I think. And that, yeah, that says something. And it's funny, I'm not even Italian. But my significant other is, well, he's Cuban and Italian. So it's like 50-50. Like, Brandon, don't go that way. It's not the time to talk about that. Let's just say that, my favorite Italian sausage. There, I said it. Whatever. We're all ladies here. But the last time I was on there was on mid-ish of 2015. And since then, I've tried looking for that site and I've never found it again. And I kind of missed it because I used to read, like, the whole site over and over again, like, every day. Like, as many pages as I could before something else came in front of me. And after the last time I went on there was also when Satanas approached me and said, "This path is not for you. This is not your path. Go find a different path. This is not the route you need to go." And I mean, I was kind of a little bit like, it is what it is. Because I kind of felt like, oh, it is what it is. So I have to figure out what my path is then. And then that's when I pretty much was like right in the middle. Because I didn't want to go back towards the right. Because after experiencing the left and how much more accepting, but also a little bit more like, you gotta be very careful and on your A game compared to the right. Well, I am an Aquarius. No, I'm a Libra Sun, an Aquarius Moon, and an Aquarius Ascendant. So yeah, we got quite a lot of, blowing with wings here. No. And ever since then, I was just right down the middle. Of course, I still am open to the left if they approach me. And I mean, I've actually started reconnecting with some of the entities that I once spoke with on that side, like Agante. And, well, the first two that I interacted with was Hagante and Saket. And I think I've told it before when I actually first, called out to Saket. And when I was finished, because I wrote my own, like, evocation. I wrote it myself. And as soon as I said the last word, it was finished. Just no more than a second later, I heard a loud gunshot go off. Wow. That's nice to know that got heard. Yeah. Like, as soon as I finished the last syllable of the word. Great. And Hagante, well, talk about Hagante was very eager with me and very, kind of eager to, like, bestow the wisdom and intelligence to me. But he was like, okay, I'm done. I don't want to be called for another period of time. Got it? Okay, that is what it is. And yeah. Yeah. Oh! And also, I mean, there has been many times when that's happened. Like, I'm going to try and remember another good one. Oh, another good one that happened many moons ago. Actually, it wasn't really that. Yeah, when you know it happens. Like that. But in a recent video, it was not really recent because it was like last year-ish, but still many moons ago, inside joke Kendra, if she's here, but yeah, that's an inside joke. I was talking I was making another video about how I'm kind of giving some more intel on her and answering 2 subscriber questions. And I was saying, pretty much if you want to just approach her, you just go after her. And pretty much just invite her to come towards you if you want to go towards her. And as soon as I said that, there was a noise that was kind of like, yeah, but I purposely tapped that. Like the wood on this little tray desk thingy. As soon as I finished saying that, it was like, I didn't know if you heard that or not, but yeah, that was like that was in the video, by the way. And yeah, cut it on tape. And then as soon as I'm like, well, that's an incident, and she just came on in. And then it went tap, tap again. And then I looked over and I'm like, oh, there she is. Yeah, I know I called you, but I'm just teaching, okay? But that was like another incident. What was another one? Because I know there was another prevalent one. Oh, I don't think I have this on YouTube, but in the Viper Alliance group, I was actually telling them about how Lucifer and the tale of him falling is actually the same thing as planet Venus going retrograde in between the Earth and the Sun. Yeah, that thing. You can watch the Lucifer video to figure and get more awareness on that. But when I was like doing comparisons, I'm like, Lucifer sounds like Shukracharya, which is a Hindu divine. Let's see. Say you need. Well, probably the best way to actually, if you want to become more aware of entities, I would probably have to say the best way to do that is, yes, you have to exercise like your psychic senses primarily. And a good way to actually do that is to put yourself in if you can handle this, put yourself in a room or somewhere where it's quiet. Just completely quiet. And, you probably might be thinking, but if there's no noise, it can drive me crazy. That's the point. When you're sitting in a room that's completely quiet, then that's when your senses get heightened. And if you want to be extra, a little bit extra fancy and a little bit crazy, turn off the lights. Now you're sitting in a pitch black room, and now your senses are going like overly heightened. And say, for an example, you want to reach out to any entity and whatnot. Yes, exactly. And that's another thing you can do if you don't want to turn on the lights. You can just I had like 5,000 of these things back when I used to wear a bandana headband thing many moons ago. Yep, you just gotta go just simply like that, tie it around, don't spin around 3 times, and then, go from there. Don't spin. Well, the only thing that, how am I going to put this? If you're putting and is that something that like covers your ears like this? Just like this? And does it block out the sound? Because the thing is, at least in my experience, when there's 2 instances when somebody can actually be hearing entities, or if it's a potential psychosis or schizophrenic or a psychiatric voice that's that's affecting them. If an astral entity of any kind is speaking to you or communicating with you, if you actually hear it come from a certain direction and it's a bit of a ways away, like say for an example, if like to my left there be an entity right there and it's speaking to me, I would pick up on it and be speaking in the direction where it's at. And I'd be able to see where it, and go towards and look where the sound's coming from. And it can come from like if it's another person. If it's like a regular person talking to you, but no physical body. But now say it's the other way around. If somebody has a psychiatric or is going through psychosis, don't you dare do that. I saw that. Hello, hello, and right on time. Well, close enough. If, there it is. If somebody is going through a psychosis or experiencing a psychiatric episode and they're in a different state, those, and coming from my own experience because I've been there, the voices that they hear, they don't come from a certain direction because they pretty much go like this. They're like on your ears, like point blank. No matter where you go, you hear them. And because of that, knowing that I heard from, hello again, knowing prior to, having those episodes, I knew that, okay, astral entities, they can only come from a different direction, like if a person's speaking. Okay, I'll answer that question next, Ella, but when an astral entity is communicating with you, their communication is coming from a direction, somewhere. The other way around, the psychosis or psychiatric communication, yeah, it's like point blank. And no matter where you go, you keep hearing it. The other one, the real, actual, legitimate astral entities, their tone comes from a different direction. You know what they say, Jen? Say it with me. Synchronicity. Oh, kind of threw my hip with that one. Anyway, I hope that kind of answered your question too, in a way, so you can get the understanding. But having that awareness, if you're hearing something outside of you, and it's coming from a direction, and there's nothing there or nobody there, that's an astral entity. And being in a space that's completely quiet, you can actually hear it coming from a direction. And when you have it coming from a direction, okay, that's an entity. But if it's like point blank, like I'm trying to look all over the place to find it, but I can't even comprehend it because this thing is like putting a megaphone to my ear. Now, where did you go? Okay. How to pick which entity to work with, or where they pick you and where. Okay. Now, when it comes, and I'll answer your question next, Loyal. I think that was part of your screen name. When it comes to picking an astral entity, some do choose you automatically, and they were like, that's mine. This one's mine. Lilith is one of those that's like, that's my kid. Nope. And if she does that, well, I hope you like her because you're not going anywhere. Because she's sticking with you. And she's like, oh, no, dear. You're going to come back over here. Some can only go, pretty much some entities choose, and that's it. You try and go towards them, and they're just like, I don't know you, and I didn't choose you. But there are some that pretty much, when you're just reading their name, their mythology, and they may not reach out to you, but if you go towards them, they actually are more eager to keep popping in your life and speaking to you. Of course. But the best way, what I like to do, and I've actually done this many moons ago back in the day, if I ever wanted to go towards a random astral entity and be completely open, or if I'm just doing this for the first time, what I would do, I pretty much would try and put something out like, for the next 24 hours or 48 hours, I invite. That's the key word, invite. Because when you invite something, you're giving it the opportunity to make a decision for it to come or not go. Well, if you have Saturn, you got someone really reliable, but oh well, hey, who can say no to a crabby old man? What are you doing? You no! God, you're like that stupid flamer guy's son. Ah, dang. No. I need to make more Saturn videos, by the way. That's like my trademark skit. But as I was saying, when you use the word invite, you're pretty much reaching out and allowing it to make a choice. And that little thing can make a huge difference. But I invite any I'll just put astral. Any astral entity that I don't want to say favors because that's kind of like to me that kind of that has a connection to me. And if you don't know an entity at all, or if you're not really aware of one, wait, you have a triple conjunction in one sign, especially the luminaries. You have the big three in Capricorn. Oh, that's so beautiful. I'm not kidding. That is beautiful. I almost fainted. No, really, that's a beautiful thing to have. But when you have it be, like for the next 24 to 48 hours, I invite any astral entity that has a connection with me to step forward and communicate and pretty much address or interact with me in a way that I'm able to understand that this entity, or I'm going to put parentheses, insert name here, if there's one, if you have one, if not, that entity can make it known to me in a way that I'll completely understand. This entity wants to invest alongside me. And then after you say that, you just wait for 24 to 48 hours up until you see like a name or a divine's name that pretty much is like, okay, this one grabbed. Which one is it? Oh, okay, so we got Circuit. Okay, that's an example. Because that way it opens it all up, and whoever decides to be like, okay, the door's open, who's going to go in? Circuit? Oh, yeah. That way it's completely open, and there's no crazy. Lilith and Saturn are actually a good pairing to have. Lilith and Saturnus. Both are rebellious. You want me to do what, God? Aw, you're just as pathetic as Adam. Come on, dude. You're just mad because, I wouldn't be, I wouldn't be yours. And now you're trying to, get vengeance on me. But joke's on you. I'm immortal like you. But no. I'm going to scroll back up to the chat to see. The entities that I first mentioned, I actually read about them on the Joy Satan site when it was up back on it was on Angel Fire. I don't know if it's up anymore, but I heard about them just by reading on the sites on the list of left-handed divines. But also, ironically enough, Hagante is related to Bastet and Saket is Sekhmet. The lioness goddess and Bastet, the cat goddess. I actually have them tattooed on my lower back because I did make a pact with both of them, and that was my payback part of the pact deal. Kind of went a little bit too high. Who else we got? I know there was another question somewhere. Do I know what causes ringing in the ears? Well, usually for me, whenever my ears go like that ring, it pretty much makes me think, all right, who wants my attention? And depending on like which ear is going like ring ring roo, I just pretty much just turn in that direction because that's where it's coming from. Venus is in Capricorn too? Wow. Who has which planet? If you know, which one's the lowest degree out of the, you know, mosh pit of Capricorn? And if you know the degrees, if you have any planet in degrees 6 to 14, you got lucky. But if you do, you don't. Okay. Angel. Are you speaking of me, Ancient? Because if you are, I don't know if I'm much of a... I don't know if I'm much of an artist, but if I can... Well, actually, technically, I guess you can consider acting an art because you're... Essentially, you're becoming the canvas and you're becoming animated, I guess? I don't know. Fifth house stuff, Leo. I am an artist with a sword, in more ways than one. But yeah, and speaking of wandy wands, this is like my other one. My Selenite beat stick. Speaking of beat stick, I need to share my shiny stick. Let me grab it. I'm gonna just unclip the microphone very gingerly, and I hope I don't make you guys deaf. If I do, I apologize. See? Okay. Get this bloody thing. And while I'm over here, might as well grab some too. If I can see. Just one of them. Oh well, just need one. Alright, I present to you, not, that part of the body, because that's not time for that at all. So, this is the shiny beat stick. Literally. Shiny beat stick. Because like in every Saturn video, except like the first one that I did, yeah, this was the thing I was using. Yeah, this is his beat stick. Yep. And, yeah. It does actually look like something an old elderly man would use to walk with and also lift and smack someone. Okay. I was figuring like... Yep, cool staff or beat stick. I have another bow. I actually have like a bow staff. It's a 6-footer. This is so nasty. That I used to use for mixed martial arts. How much? Oh, this thing? Well, you know what they say when Saturn, returns or goes over one of your planets? Stop it being stupid! Come on! And also Moon. Oh, quit whining! Oh, stop crying! How old are you? I thought you were the queen! Come on! Oh, okay, whatever. Fine. You better not expect me to, clean the dishes. Saturn, I need dishes cleaned, please. Fine. Wait. Oh, yes, McQueen. Damn it. Oh, she fooled me again. Yeah. But in all due respects, that's just like his nature. And speaking of that, I also have another kind of thing that I used as a wand before. And if anybody's read the Encyclopedia of 1,000 Spells, I think. Yep, I've actually used something like this as a wand. Different frequencies, so that probably might be a sign you have one entity speaking to you in one ear, and then another one in the other. But yeah. Actually, I'm going to share one of the very most simplest ways that I cleanse stuff, but I haven't used this in a long time. Like one of the ways that you can actually like imbue an intent on this thing and actually send the intent out via air. Yeah, by blowing it. Pretty much what I did with this. Essentially, I grabbed, let's see here. Which one's going to be my example? Oh, one of these fans. Oh, this one's made of steel. And yes, this is something that you don't want to get whacked with because it's going to hurt. And yes, this is a mixed martial arts one. I have a good idea. That's you, and no, that one's a little. That one wouldn't make much sense. No, I'm not going to coat this fan with death oil. That's not the intent. That's not a good idea. Oh, it's down there. Let's use this as an example. So, say for an example, I kind of want to influence someone. And like, it's my fan. Yeah, my biggest fan. And let's say I kind of want to, let's just say, well, that was going to be pleasant. Sorry, love, you're going to have to be an example. Let's say, don't do that. Hold on. Hold on. I know, I know you can't see me, but hold on. Hold on. I'm here, I promise. There we go. Okay. Let's just say mine is not really, you know, using the head and not really being as he should. Actually, I really admire burlesque because it's artistic and it's not vulgar, if that makes sense. It's a beautiful thing. What's vulgar is actually, yeah, we can tell the difference, but let's just say mine is not really paying, let's just say he's not really doing what he's supposed to be doing. So that's when I would just take something like my Man Dominator mix. Just, you know, moisten the fingers. That just sounds so bad, Brendan. Who cares? And yeah, we just go like this. And then pretty much just go with the fan, pull it through like that. And then just pull it through like that. I'm probably going to have to put on a little bit more, but I'm going to use the other oil that I would mix with this. And this one is the kind of, okay, bend over. You might feel slight pokey. Yeah. Okay, fine, bend over mix. Wow, that's kept up good. Because I've had this oil since 2017, and it still has a beautiful scent to it. So anyway, so after when we already done like the outer, now we're gonna go in the. This is so big, Brandon. We're gonna now do like the inner part of it, which is like right in the middle. This way, just like that. You're gonna be careful because that's just sharp. That way. Like, oh, that nasty oil. No. So essentially now the fan has been imbued with it. So essentially I can either go at this with a poppet, and whenever I'm like facing the poppet, just open it up and just like do a fan move like that. And the intention rides the wind and it goes and it hits him. Or better yet, if I'm close to the target. Oh. Well, actually, that was a bad way of doing it. Like, oh, isn't it just fine that you're here? And make it look like I'm fanning myself, but I'm actually like fanning towards him. Like, And that intention is riding the wind, going. Pretty much that was kind of like how I used to like do like a cleansing the area by just putting blessing and banishing oil on something like this, and then just start, you know, like doing that. And then just completely cleansing and fanning away the BS. Like, off with you. No, 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 no. There's only room for one biggest fan, and it's this one. Off. Kind of like that. But yeah, I haven't used this in a long time. And even then, too, using this like in mixed martial arts, the fan is a defensive weapon. It's not an aggressive one. You're not going to go up to someone and be like, well, I mean, you could if you wanted to. You can just right in the jaw, but essentially, like if someone's coming in for like strike move, essentially you would use the fan to help parry it and then come back around like that. But then again, the way that I was taught, you use two. And this thing is, yeah, it's so big it even covers like the whole screen. Well, pretty much as because I'm recording on my phone. Yeah, it pretty much covers my whole being in that position. And I have tiny hands. Imagine two of these big honkers in both hands. God dang, that was nasty. Oh well. And whenever I'm doing like a working involving Saturn and all, and most of the time my workings actually involve me taking in the entity's energy that I'm trying to have help assist in the working I'm doing. You right? Oh yeah, that's the best kind because you know the spell worked and you're doing the working while they're just like, oh, that woman looks so beautiful. How come I didn't see her from before? And that's when you're like, got him. But he doesn't know. Let's see, was there another question somewhere? I thought there was another one. Okay. But yeah. Like say for an example, actually, this is a good example. Some time ago, let's just say there was somebody messing with a friend of mine, and he was getting a little bit too out of line. And she was trying to figure out what she would do to help. So I decided to just take initiative. Careful, lady. Careful, you can actually cause some damage with that. I just want you to know, miss. Fine. How much chocolate do you want? Okay, I'll remember that. Yeah, you guessed it. She just decided to come and be all like, oh, mind if I just drop in real quick? I don't mind at all. Just make sure you don't have me jump off a cliff, please. Because I don't have life insurance, so I can't come back. But a friend of mine, yeah, she was being harassed by this guy. And I took initiative. And I just did a working pretty much bringing in Saturn's energy and literally how the working went. I got into state and pretty much allowed him to come through. Pretty much made this like a little sigil representing the person that was being twatted to her. Once he was like coming through, I pretty much just like walked my way up to like the sigil, looked at it, and I literally just flipped it up, grabbed it, slammed it on the floor, and pretty much was like acting out like if I just grabbed the guy by his shirt or whatever. And then I just started just backhanding him, slapping him, and I was doing this, slap him again, and smacked him down. And then just started going left, right, left, smacking him one, and then just got the shiny stick and just went. Literally. And yeah, that guy just moved. Literally, he went like across the country, and he actually got a black eye for some reason. That's what happens when you act out of line and cause harm to a woman. Saturn just comes in all like, hey, you know what we're gonna do back in my day to you stupid idiots like you? the whole village would come and get you, grab you, drag you by your toesies, tie you to the tree, and then everybody would line up just to slap you once and call you the village idiot with rosy cheeks. That's what would happen to you back in the day if you know, they were still allowed. Literally. Something kind of like that. Because I'm very active when I do my workings like that. I like legit get into it, and then as soon as I'm done, I'm like, oh, that was a workout. But yeah, I've had that thing for a while. And pretty much right now, there's only one entity that I invest with, that I actually use something like a meditative focus like this. Essentially what I do with it, have it between the fingers like that, and the main piece, which is this, depending on how I'm feeling, I hold it like this, so onto it with receptive hand, or if I'm being pulled to, hold it like so, well, something kind of like this, and then I just pretty much look right through it. Look through it and not hit me in the eye with it, but pretty much use it to like see with it. And this is belonging to good old Duke Dantalion. Yes, I'm talking about you. Fine. He's so crazy. That's stupid. Crazy, nasty. No, really, he's a riot. Like, a riot. Like, you know how... What is that cartoon called? It had three... It was from Warner Brothers. Not, Pinky and the Brain. Not those two, but... There were three of them. There was one wearing brown pants, a girl one wearing a pink dress and a flower on her head. And then another one was wearing like a blue shirt and a red baseball cap backwards. Does anybody know who I'm talking about? Those three. What were they called? I think they were from Warner Brothers. And they used to say this to another character that was a blonde-haired woman, I believe. I could be wrong. They used to be like, hello, nurse. Who the heck were they? Who were they? That's gonna drive me nuts. Yes, Animaniacs. Yes, that's what I was thinking of, Animaniacs. Alrighty. Yeah, because in a way, Dantalion makes me giggle. Oh, Dolly's back. You were really good that last stream. Was it? I think it was yesterday when I talked about Lilith, or was it the night before? But either way, yeah, you were like the MVP in that live stream. Literally, it's like, wow, maybe she should be the one with the microphones into me. They have bologna in their sacks? That's not the kind of meat I would have in mind when we're talking about sex. Sacks, not saxophones. But yeah, Dantalion, to me, he's a riot, and he makes me kind of laugh, even though sometimes he backhanded insults me, but it's funny. Hey, you know what? There's only one kind of meat that I know that's in slacks. I'm not going to go anywhere more, but that's the only kind of meat. Stop it, Brendan. But still. But yeah, for me, Dantalion, stop it. Guess I just saw something just go. But yeah, Dantalion, to me, he kind of acts like them. Extremely whimsical, extremely silly. But, I mean, He's still a real sweetheart. No. You know, I just love you so much that sometimes I want to just facepalm myself. Oh. Yeah, then Helen, can we, not say mean things like that? I mean, don't get me wrong. Fine. That was, okay, fine, that was a good one. But let's see. And pretty much that's really that's the only other entity that I rely on to focus, or like some kind of thing to focus on while I'm interacting with them. That way I can kind of like stay in focus. But oh, and actually, while I'm thinking about it, like about earlier yesterday, I actually kind of went towards left-handed divine while I'm fresh in my mind. I went towards one of them because somebody needed me help being found, because they were missing and nobody knew where they were at, no contact and all that, and people were really concerned. Don't you start yelling. Shh. Thank you. See if I can find them. Well, I mean, they're perfect right there. Some people say this left-handed divine is feminine. Some say masculine. I'm over here just like, it's just the entity. Yesterday, I went towards Argus for the first time and actually asked, I'm just going to say him because that's what the depiction is displaying. I asked them that somebody needs help being found. Could you be so kind to help ensure that they are found and returned safely? And found out today that they were found, and the person that was posting about them missing was en route and got them. And then as soon as I got the details, I'm like, okay, perfect. So you want red carnations? Got it. And okay, fine, I'll get you a stuffed tiger plushie too. Yep. But I mean, that's really what you should do if you go towards a left-handed divine and they don't even really know you that well at all. But you go towards them and ask them for help and they deliver. You're like, oh, yeah, it'd be best if you, really go above and beyond and giving them like their token of appreciation, like how I did. Kind of bought like, I don't know, 10 carnations, 10 red ones, and a bloody tiger plush toy. And I pretty much put it like in the closet and then put a little spot just for him. So that way it's just sitting there. So I'm going to check up on it after I'm done with this live to see how it's doing. But if some of the plants are not doing that well. Because, I mean, they were the only red ones and I wanted to make sure they were right. But anyway. What else? I also have a YouTube video up pretty much explaining my my anthem that I don't. This is bugging me, I'm sorry. It's not standing up straight, but then again, coming from someone like me talking about straight stuff. I got nothing. Whew. I thought that was almost a picture frame, but still. You know what? I'll grab my anthem, why not? And I'll talk about my lovely blade called Famine. I don't know if it happened to suck though. Sorry. I'm sorry if I poked your eardrums a little bit. Sorry. I didn't mean it, I swear. No. This is famine. And bear in mind, this thing does not really come out from underneath its thingy. I mean, thingy. It's cloak. You know what I mean, the covering. Because usually when this thing... Oh, here's Kendra! Here is Kendra. I like how I'm just holding this blade up just like this. And Jen, Kendra's the one that would be able to explain Luciferianism and Satanism way better than I can. She's the one that would best answer your question. Yes, ask her about that. So this is my lovely anthem fandom. I mean, famine. Not fandom. Yeah, it's my blade name fandom, but... Yes, this thing's meant to, like, break. This thing's, like, literally meant to break, anything that's, like, a protection. Like, any protections. Like, if somebody has protections up this thing, and I have a specific oil for it, in fact, it's right in front of my face. This is, like, a protection shatterer oil. I'm just covering the mic because I don't want, to hear any kind of political stuff because, yeah, my grandparents kind of speak about it too much. Yes, it is quite the blade. It's actually meant to break protections or, if something has to be like, I'm sorry, this thing has got to kick a bucket or be underneath some daisies going up. So, essentially it gets coated with the, whichever oil that I'm going to use for it. This one's the protection breaker, and then there's another bigger bottle. I don't know if it's over here. Because if it is, yay. If it's not, oh well. It's a sign to not, whip it out because, yeah, this mix has quite the overkill thing in it. But this thing, if somebody has protections up and I want to make sure something is going to go through without any kind of chance of it not going through, and if I don't want to make it pop it, essentially just focus in, and I might, no, I'm not going to swing blade that way, but like say visualizing that there's an entity or the target in front of me in mind's eye, and then just go with a very swift cut, and as soon as I do the swift cut, protections are gone. And every time that I use it like that, this thing, doesn't have the kick as it used to do. I just had it, now I can't find that oil. Where'd it go? Oh, no way. Oh, I was going to say, dang brownies, they're messing with me. I don't think it is the master blade here. I'll show it. I'll put it a little bit closer, but I got this, funny enough, on Amazon. And I don't want any kind of political stuff to come through because I don't, yeah. So about them Dodgers, everybody. Yeah, oh man, I just put a hole in this thing. Like in the bitch. Yeah, I'm fine. It's just that I don't want anything that's being yelled right now to be caught. Because it's kind of not, to me, it's not really professional. That makes sense? And I don't want, people to be like, what the heck is going on? I don't want that impression. It's just, I'm like, okay, we're going to protect, outside interference. Oh, okay. Um, but I mean, that's also part of the trouble that I've had making like YouTube content and all that. Because I really try my absolute best to make it only like me in the background. Because I just can't help be like, okay, if you're gonna make a video, you have to make sure it's on point, no outside interference in the wrong knob. Yeah, oh yeah, Kendra. Yeah, like when you were making, which one was it? Like was it the one with how you work with demons? And how you were talking about, like, if you hear anything in the background, it's construction. Still. But talking back more about the blade. So essentially, like after I've used it, it's like it's limp. It's like, nah, it can't really do much. And pretty much what I do, only with this one, only with this mix, not the other one, because that one is not skin safe. Essentially, just get a little bit by just going in the cap. And probably the part that's going to make me just wish I never did it, but I have to, just to connect with it. And yeah. Just go up the plate thing like that. Just going it up like that. And go from here. Flip. Just like that. And then pretty much this thing's ready to be used again. But yeah, this thing is so yeah. And it doesn't really help, when you're trying to like talk about something and be all like oh, you know what, Jen, I wish I could be like Rapunzel, except I don't want to have a long hair that people think, oh, I'm gonna climb on that. Why are you using my hair as something to climb on, dude? How would you like if I climbed on your head? Yeah, exactly. Don't be using my hair as, something like Tarzan would swing on. But, and the reason, this is so bad, I don't care. The reason why pretty much I was doing, like, coating it in the oil this way, because I'm bringing it up, but also being very careful not to, cut myself, because, yeah, that's not the best, this is not the best thing to get cut with. And the reason why I was blowing it, oh, come on, that was a good one, because, I'm one of them rainbow ones, but still. The reason why I was blowing it like this, stop doing that, you blow. The reason why I was blowing it like this, then flip. The reason why I was doing it that way is because that actually reinstates the intent and seals the intention onto this thing. So now this lovely thing, this lovely bladed apparatus, if somebody needs to have its protections, just go, okay, gone. And again, it's just completely, now it's dead again because I just kind of showed how it worked, so I have to do it one more time. And the reason why, my poor nostrils, it's going to sound so horrible. Oh, Lord Lanta. So anyway, so now I have, this on there again. No, can we not be yelling, please? But anyway, so now that this is, on my fingers, I have to take a smell of it because it actually helps me connect to the oil. So that way I can reinstate the intention in my mind and also make my nose kind of want to jump off my face. Yeah, if you have a very sensitive nose, I saw that flash. Don't, no, give it. Enough. Enough. Stop. Thank you. Anyway, so yeah, as I'm putting it up this way, but the intention's still in my nose, kind of a funny way of putting it. Pretty much I just go up the blade and being careful not to, prick myself. And now that I have it re-tuned again with the oil, and blow it. ready to go. And just like in the video, okay, we have it like this. We're gonna always make sure that the trying to grab the piece. Grab the right side. I'm just really trying not to prick myself because yeah, there goes my protections. That sounds so bad. Put the right hand on the bottom, like the right side first, because that's like the right-handed in the light, so that way it becomes rare. This I don't want to be influenced or affected. So right first, the light goes over the top, and then the left goes over the top of the right-handed side. So that way it stays in the shadows, and it's ready to be used for the next unfortunate soul to either have his protections removed or, you know, buckets be kicked. So I'm going to put this back on its stand, and I'll be right back. I'll see if I can find anything else I use magically to, you know, woozy woo about. Just put this right here. I'll be right back. I don't know if you happen to see any of that, but I tried. That's what I'm just going to use over. I really miss being able to be very silent. I like the peace and quiet. Oh, we're not all alone. You know, it's okay, Alec. No. It's alright, Alice. We're all a little insane here. We're all a little crazy here. I call Cashmere Cat. As you know, I love cats. I'm a cat person. Because if I'm going to get a cat eventually in the future, I'm going to get a cat and I'm going to name him Reginald. Literally. That'd be an interesting thing. Interesting way of calling him. We're all mad. A little mad here, Alice. All of us. Why not just become mad like us? No. But for real, I would have a cat named Reginald. And just be like, oh, Reginald, come here, boy. Why do you have your milk bowl in your mouth? Oh, you want it full? No, you got this, Reginald. What now, Reginald? Oh, you want to go right in the car? Fine. Down the shoulder and whatnot. Try to be funny. Yeah. But I mean, a lot of people... Gosh. You know, actually, when I'm thinking about it, there is another... I just had it in my head and I lost it. It'll come back. It'll come back. Just hold my beer. Oh, wait. Nope, that wasn't it. Because the only other thing that I could think of is about, like, okay, Nyx, Night Mother, you know. I figure, I just had what I was looking for and I got distracted. Oh, in case if anybody was watching my, zodiac sign reads and all that, I kind of made a bit of a whoopsie with Libra because I used the same deck for Libra and no wait, Leah and Libra. They got the same deck. They both used the. How did it go? I just pulled it out and now it's gone. These brownies, I tell you. And then watch. I'm going to take a look to the right, and yep. Now they're trying to take it from me after when I just got it. Okay, unhanded. But yeah, Leo and Libra got the same deck, and yep, whoops. I still need to do Scorpio and all the way up to Pisces, but still. One of the decks that for left-handed pathwork, in my opinion, is funny enough, the Dark Angels Tarot. I mean, the whole idea of the fallen ones, they're not really fallen. Oh yes, well, I have to say, many moons ago, many moons ago, when I was living with my mother and my stepfather, pretty much his I guess uncle, he was visiting, and he was messing with some of my mother's stuff in the garage, and my room was actually pretty much, there was like a two-thing window there, and then it was the garage, and essentially I was hearing noises out there, so pretty much I just climb up and I peek my head over, and I just see him just going through a lot of stuff of my mother's and also mine. And then I just took a big, I have a total of 30 now. 30. Essentially, after I saw him like going through stuff that's not his, I went back down and I just was like, you know what? I would really hope that something, would happen to him, and then it would be kind of funny when he gets caught like this thing that happens to him while doing that. So I said that, and then no more than like a few seconds later, he trips and he falls. And what he was doing, he was stealing like my uncle's, no, not my uncle, my stepfather's tools, because he was going to take them and sell them for like whatever. So he's trying to walk out with those tools. For some reason, somehow he trips, and he's carrying them in like a plastic bag of all things. Come on, dude. A plastic bag full of tools. He trips and he goes, king, 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 king. Literally wakes up the whole house. And my mother comes up, wakes up, goes out there and says, "What are you doing out here? Why are you?" And I'm not even kidding. My mother and I are like almost identical and the exact same. We're like pretty much the identical twins. The only thing that's different is that personality-wise, I'm much more gentler. She is more table flippy than I am, but I can be table flippy too. But essentially, while my mother is scolding and tearing him a new one, just the whole time I'm hearing like in the background of my mother yelling, I just keep hearing like that old, like how there's some like cartoons and it's like little critter like fairy laughter and it's like little giggles like that. Yeah, I was hearing that, and I'm thinking, well played, brownies, well played. You pretty much tied his shoelaces together, didn't you, metaphorically speaking? Or better yet, you pretty much just all went in sync and lifted something and then he tripped over it. That tends to happen. Toodaloo, Jen. Yep. And he got more than just the dessert. He got the whole main course. Like the whole thing, including also the palate cleanser by having well, I wouldn't say real vodka shots. Yep. Brownies can be awesome, but brownies can also really mess with you pretty bad. Like that one time when they thought, oh, this is a pretty crystal. Guys, where did that little plastic, because I had back then a plastic baggie that had like princess, like 2 princess cut diamonds, 2 rubies. Um, there was another diamond that was shaped like a heart. It was a pink one. Yeah, and that's kind of like what happened. And I'm just all like, where in the heck did my... Okay, who's the... Okay, guys, were you the ones who took my family jewels? Mm-mm. You sure? Because I know that face anywhere. No, we didn't take them. You know, actually, you know what? If you're saying that you didn't take them, then I'm straight. You're sexually confused. You give me the bloody things back. Nope. And as soon as I was like, you know what, fine. I didn't need them jewels anyway. Yes, you do. Just give me the bloody jewels back. Bye. And then as soon as I put them down, they're gone again. But at the end of the day, I have to say, I can't help it, but I mean, it's things like that you just can't help but be like, I just love them so much, but oh my god, the headache. And I mean, I can't be mad because I mean, I was like, okay, anything on that side that wants to come through, have at it, just don't swing at me. Oh, something's missing again. That happens like way too much. Another part of the practice of mine that I also do is I'm also a... That's gonna sound weird, but I don't care. God. I'm a crystal gritter. And the crystal that just sounds so bad. Don't use crystal gitter. I mean gritter. You get what I'm trying to say, because like this, let me just play Tetris real quick over yonder right here. And I really hope that, you know, there we go. Yeah. Wait. I'm trying to see this without even really looking at it. No, dang it. Okay. Okay, so let me see. The camera is right... Okay, right there. So yeah. Crystal gritter. Yeah. I do those quite a lot. And I really hope that it's visible, because if it's not visible, I'm going to cry crocodile tears. And then Ogress is going to ask me, My good lad, why have you stolen my crocodile? This isn't Grand Theft Gator. Yeah. Crying crocodile tears, and then Ogress wants his gator back. Yeah, and I mean, when I was first starting doing crystal grids, I really didn't do like sacred geometry. When I was pretty much, I just took a bunch of crystals and I went, okay, so how's this a crystal grid? Pretty much what you just did is you took these big pink rose quartz balls and little ones of clear quartz, and pretty much you drowned a candle, like a vigil candle, and surrounded it with it. That's really not much of a crystal grid. That's kind of like suffocating, saying, you must make this candle be all about love. I was reading a comment, now it's gone. Mobius strip. I don't get the reference, but this is not the kind of this isn't the platform for that, lovely. I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of a performer. Oh yeah. Yeah, but essentially what it is, it's combining the infinity symbol and the triangle on the outside, because the triangle essentially represents something increasing, and then the infinities within the triangle, kind of, and essentially the infinite energy going. Yeah, well, yeah, it's going upward. But if you also saw, I hope, pray to Lord Lanta, that the infinity also has one side rose quartz art and carnelian on the other. Essentially, the infinity, like infinity symbol. Essentially, the energy is going, and it's still pretty much just like starts in the center with that big honker selenite in the middle, and then it goes out, back in. Yeah, you get the idea. That way, it just keeps going. It goes outward and it comes back through, in again, and then go. Yeah, it is always going back to the center. It goes down one way, over, and then yeah, you get the idea. Yes, yes. I mean, I would really love to have that book, Gemstones of the Adversary, because nothing would make me so giddy. Where's my stone sack? Where's my sack of family jewels? No. God, I'm sorry. But there's one thing I do know. If you so happen to have a kunzite, like this beauty, this hunker, and also my junking pleasure. What was that, dude? Yeah, kunzite. One of the things I've discovered with it. Oh, you want someone to be addicted to you? Drop it right on their head. Oh, now they're having obsessive thoughts because kunzite is like, that's why I can put it. Pretty much, it's like Cupid in a rock. Literally. Now, you don't pick this thing up. You never, ever, ever pick this thing up and be like, oh, you can get someone addicted to me? Ow, what was that for? It didn't work. They're not addicted to me. They kind of hate me now. Well, you picked up a rock and you threw it at them. That's not how you do it, no. But that's one of the ways I know how to use kunzite. How much battery does my phone have? Let me take a look real quick. 3%. Okay, that's a little low, but here, hold my beer. I'm going to share, a good few, good handful of, stones that I have left real quick. That is in the sack. Come on, yes, you too. You ain't slick. But like, I know rhodochrosite can, I believe, if I'm correct, you can actually have rhodochrosite actually connect to the underworld and actually put it on top of like an image of someone and actually like not command because that's the wrong word. Pretty much you put this on top of an image of someone and then you just say, okay, passed on, dig in. Because rhodochrosite is actually connected to the passed on because the American natives believe that this was made from the blood of their ancestors. So yeah, there's that one. There's easy there. Rose quartz, which makes someone become a little bit too obsessive. Tug to pipe pretty much is you can actually use this to kind of like suck the life force out of someone because when you actually apply pressure to this, it turns a little bit more pinky red. Let's see here. I'm not gonna like how I'm gonna say this one. Pretty much angelite. Pretty much if you kind of want to speak to somebody in a way that is like concealing yourself, making yourself look like, oh, it's an angel. Jump off the cliff. All right, Gabriel, jump off this cliff. Sucker. Kind of like speaking with a veil with angelite. If you're coming from a left-handed perspective, which is perfect. Yeah. Oh, this will make them drop that path. Well, I don't know why Gabriel told me to jump off this cliff down to my impeding death, but okay. In other news, somebody jumped off the cliff off a cliff into their death. Really? Angelite is related to this? I didn't know that, honestly. I wasn't even expecting that. Well, but just sign that in the back of my head. Oh, and blue sapphire because, everybody's favorite impersonation thing that I do with Saturn. Hey, wait a minute! You said you stick, so stick. But yeah, we can use this as a great restrictor and be like, well, you have an obligation to fill. Nope, nope. Your feelings don't matter. You said you do it. Do it. Now. Well, then again, as they say, every stone speaks to someone differently, except, you know, if it's like clear quartz. Because clear quartz is like, I'll do anything you tell me to. But if you don't tell me to do anything, I'll just tell everybody to get louder. This one feels like touching water, but it's rock. Blue topaz. Yeah, like legit blue topaz. What else do I have in? Oh. Morganite. You put this with kunzite, rhodochrosite, and kunzite, morganite, rhodochrosite, and I had one more stone that I usually, in front of my face. Tuctupite. You put these stooges all together, those three together. Good lord, man, talk about being like overkill, cheesy, woozy, wooey, lovey, woozy, hooey. Overkill, man. Well, I think my phone's gonna die like any second. Oh, Emerald's good too, I love it too. But I don't want to have this thing cut off midstream, so I'm gonna end it here. And thank you, lovelies, for tuning in, and I'll see you all. Yes, Morganite is a really good stone because it makes everything balance, but I don't want this stream to die, so I'll be seeing you guys on the next stream tomorrow night, about the same time, 9 p.m.